Everybody. Today is going to be a little bit different stream. I'm going to be doing some more mods to my HTC Vive. Just give me a second here to get everything live, and we will be going in just a minute. Some exciting mods today. One of them is just an update to a previous mod, and just because I had some new lens mounts printed, and they're nicer, and I want to get them in. I also would like to do a few more mods. So, excellent. So, volume is good. It's actually probably a little on the loud side, but that's okay. I would rather it be loud than not loud at all. All right, so we'll go ahead and bring you into the room here. So we're gonna be working with my Vive headset today. This is an OG Vive HTC, and I'm using a TPCast wireless module, which is this guy right here, and that's how I'm able to do it wirelessly. I do have a little bit of a tether, but it's not too much. A couple extra things on set here. So today, the last thing we're going to do is going to be putting on this skin mod, so we'll get to that. That'll be like the finish of everything, but first thing I'll probably do is swap out my 3D printed lens mod adapters, I guess, are the name for them. I'm trying to get it to focus here. You can focus, or I'll put it on manual focus. What I have here is some 3D printed lens adapters that allow me to use the Samsung GearVR lenses inside of my Vive, and that just gives me a different type of lens. It's a spherical lens, like a rounded rather than a Fresnel lens, so it doesn't have like the God rays that other ones have. All right, there we go. Focus, perfect. So yeah, I just have these lenses that I recently printed, and they are just nicer, I guess is the way to put it. They're better print quality. I printed them a little bit slower, and I'm trying not to move. I printed them a little bit slower, so it came out at a higher quality. So I'm excited for these. They're looking pretty good. I'll show you the ones that I'm taking out of here when we get to that. So. But yeah, I was just getting everybody a minute or two to get connected, and if anybody wants to join, feel free to say hi in chat. I'm here, and this is an interactive experience. You feel free to ask questions and participate. I'll be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight through the headset, and we'll be playing some indie games. I haven't decided which ones yet, but you're welcome to vote on them. I have some better title names and better known titles. There we go. I was trying to get it out. Listed down below, some AAAs, i.e. Boneworks and Audica, Doom, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, like Half-Life Alyx, like all of those are mainstream titles, but there are a few others on there that are less known. So I'll probably start off with some box VR just to get it going, and I'll do that get the heart rate going. I'll do that probably for half hour or so, just to get my workout in, and then we'll move on to a bigger title. Maybe I'll continue in Boneworks. I really want to continue Moss. I'll actually get the sound working this time so you can hear what's going on. At some point, I'm probably going to replay Half-Life Alyx, the beginning, because I didn't do that justice. I think we were missing sound for that, or it was for another game. I can't remember. It was a few weeks ago, so all the things going on right now kind of threw me off. But anyways, without further ado, we can go ahead and get started here. So I'm just going to clean up the area a bit. And I didn't even tell you the other mod we're going to be doing. So with the TPCast wireless system that I have, inside of the right lens along the very far right, and I could actually turn it on and demonstrate this for you, there is a green line that shows up, and it's rather distracting, I think is a good term to use for it. Some people don't notice it at all. I have, attention for detail, and I definitely notice it. So, but I'll go ahead and get it powered up here, and so I can demonstrate that for you. And meanwhile, I'll start taking things apart. This is it's a fun process. It's not too bad. Just have to launch one program. So with the TPCast, I'm actually using some open source software called OpenTPCast, rather than the software that comes native with it. I ran into some issues with the software that came with it, and I found that the OpenTPCast had a few more features that I liked, so that's why I went with it. Alright, so it's detecting my headset, it's launching, I've got trackers on and everything, so yeah, we'll be able to see it. I'm going to go ahead and start dismantling here. So that comes off, that comes off. Get myself some slack here. Face pad off. So this is an aftermarket face pad. Very nice. It's like leatherette. Oh, my sound is coming through the Vive. For whatever reason. I'll just go ahead and mute that. Alright, so let me get my zoom going here. Alright. Here we go. So, even though it's not loaded, there's that green line right there. Getting used to my camera here. Just wait for tracking to pick up. Yeah, there it is. We saw it for a brief moment there. It's like just a green line that shows up in this lens. I don't know if it's just that I'm blocking my base station. That's probably what it is. Let me just see if I can get it to start tracking while with. There we go. Even with it just transmitting video, you can see there's that green line, and so it keeps cutting off because it's not picking up the tracking over here way on my desk, and I have a lot of bright lights in the room right now, so there's a lot that it doesn't want to, but at least you saw what's going on there. So I just wanted to at least demonstrate that for you so you could see what we're trying to get rid of. But I want to get rid of that green line, and how I'm going to achieve that is by using a little bit of electrical tape. So alright. Very good. Well, I'm actually going to go ahead and, in the interest of preserving these cables, go ahead and disconnect all of this, and I'll retape this afterwards. So I did have to replace my HDMI cable because the one that came with the TPCast, a special short one, ended up kind of crapping out, with lack of a better term. So it wasn't the best quality. I did find one on Amazon that looked of reasonable size. I found two of them. One of them was like a flat and like PCB only cable, and I was a little concerned about that because it didn't have a lot of protection. But the one that I ended up settling with, and I'll show it to you in just a second here once I pull these out and show you what I had to do to it, because I definitely had to modify the cable to fit inside of this housing, but it worked out perfectly. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So, alright. so this is that cable that I was just talking about. So what I had purchased was just a short, I think it was like a 9-inch or something, HDMI to HDMI, male to male. And, you know, it had this housing, and I looked at the size of, you know, on the pictures on the website, and I said, oh, you know, that's probably, I could strip that away, and it would be, you know, smaller. And that's exactly the case. Let me see if I can. Lost my focus control here. There we go. So you could see it just has like a nice glue around where the wires are. That seems pretty safe. I do have a little bit of a bend going on, but it was a 2-pack that I think I bought these in, so if not the end of the world if I had to like do this mod again. But so that was how I got that. Alright, so we're just going to disconnect those, and then now I can work just on the headset. That's easier. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in a little bit, so that way you can see a little bit better. So right now I have these plastic lens adapters in, and you can see them right here and right here. And so today I'm going to be replacing those, and while I'm in there I'm going to do the green line fix that I was speaking of earlier. So first step is I'm going to go ahead and glove up, because I'm trying to reduce the amount of dust and particles that are going to get into the housing here. Next thing I'm going to need is something to pry with, and I'm going to use just a Phillips head or flathead screwdriver. So, and I'm going to do this in an area that is not easily exposed. So I learned one of the tricks when I worked on it last time. I realized that this area is visible, so if I actually work under where the nose pad is, any marks that I put on the frame are not going to be seen. Let me punch you guys in just a little bit further here. If I can. Yes, I can. Give me just a second. We'll get you right in on the action. There we go. That's better. And alright, so now we're going to go ahead and start pulling this out. I'm just prying under and lifting with my other hand. There's like an adhesive, a double-sided tape style adhesive that holds it in place. You want to try not to peel that up if possible. Like, notice it didn't come up with this one. So now I have the lens out. Give that a little rub real quick. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab onto the lens and pop it out of the housing. Okay. And put the other one right on. Trying to reduce the amount of times I'm touching the lens here, but to pop these in, I think I found the easiest way was to align the rounded side and then push it in with the flat, or maybe it was the other way around. I think, yeah, push it in with the flat side. Yeah, so align that and then pop it down with the rounded. Not quite getting it in there. Wondering if maybe I have the wrong one left or right. Nope, they're both the same. Okay, so yeah, I just need to give it a little more. table to push it in. I really didn't want to go in there. So I may have to shave down the tabs on these. Maybe it was that way. I recall it being rounded. Side. There we go. Yeah, no, that popped right in real easy. And that's a tight fit. That feels so right. The other one, it was a little bit loose. So yeah, and I had marked these with a left and a right. Let me see if I could punch in on the focus here. Too far. Focus. Yeah. So I'd put like an R etched on it, so I should probably do that again. Just so I don't confuse these. There. Look at that. That's a nice R right there. That you can't see because it's out of focus. If we had chat, you guys could say these things. So yeah, alright. So I put the R. We'll set that one aside. Alright, so while we are in here, we can take a look. So this is what the screen looks like. Right now it's, for the most part, dust free. Yay. I should knock on wood. But right now what I'm going to do is go ahead and start preparing the electrical tape. It's going to be really hard to do with gloves on. Actually, I'm going to switch the order of my things. I'm going to go ahead and swap the left lens. Let's get the right lens at least just like dry fit back in here, so we're not dropping dust on it. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. So we'll go ahead and pop out the left lens, swap it, get the left lens back in because the left is fine. I only need to do the green line fix to the right side. Adhesive stayed down. Lens popped out fairly easy. Lens. So this is, I guess, now a shot of it going in here. So where I found is you get it beyond the tabs. There's like a tab right there. Let's get you. There we go. So there's a tab here and a tab here that you can see. And what you have to do is actually get it under those tabs, like down under there, and then the tip is sticking out over on this side, and then it should just pop right down in just like that, and it's in there. It's tight. It's feels right. So this is, I guess I could show you what it kind of does. Is allows you to focus on something really close. So this is like a magnifying glass. So that's the tip of the glove right here with my thumb in it and my fingerprint. So, and it just allows an eye to see something really close up. Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and get this one back in so we're not exposing too much dust to the screen. Just giving it a quick blow before I put that in there. Oh, I still need to mark it as left. And I don't see any debris on the screen. Oh, I forgot to wipe the backside of it. Well, this is how you learn. You learn by doing. And so I don't mind doing that. I'm not embarrassed to share process and techniques and learn from failures. I don't think anybody else should. Fear's never a good thing. What is a good thing is playing VR and having fun. So, and that's what I'll be doing just a little bit here. If you didn't hear my announcement earlier, you can go ahead and vote on what game you'd like to see tonight. Alright. So now I'll start preparing that tape. I will need a pair of scissors. And I suppose we can get this guy loose again. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to estimate the size here. It's about the width of, it's a little bit longer than the lens housing. I'm going to say like from the tip of each of my finger to tip of finger to tip of finger. So I'm going to measure out a piece that's about that big and get that cut. So we'll go from, actually, so I made some marks on the tape here as I pulled it out, and that mark to that mark is like exactly it. I'm going to give a little extra because it's always nice to have extra to work with. And the insides here are tapered. So what that means is, like, instead of being straight on like a football goal, they're tapered inwards. So I'm gonna need to cut the tape to reflect that. And I'm just gonna guess on how much taper. I'll just do that. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So I don't know how close I got to exact, but yeah, that's close enough. Good enough for government work. All right. So now I need to figure out how I'm going to get this thing in here. Nonetheless, positioned correctly and not touching the screen, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. And I'm going to have to do it so that you can see it too. All right. So I'm going to get a trusty tissue box here. And we're going to move a little bit closer. I'm actually going to use your eyes to see this because I can't drive upside down. I need something heavy though. Like a stapler. Hey. Stapler might not be heavy enough. Alright. Now we're cooking with grease. Let me zoom you in a little bit more. Yeah, you're going to need to see all the way down there. So that's where that green line is showing up, is right on the edge of that. So actually I may not need the stapler, I may just be able to do it. Alright. Now the question is, can we do this with my eyes and not interrupt your line of sight? Nope, I'm interrupting it. So, alright. So I'm looking at the angle there. I think I haven't cut enough. I think it's a much more steep angle. It's more like a razor blade. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to get this this thing in here. So it doesn't really stick to my glove all that much. That's actually working out in my favor. I'm wondering if I could just double this over and just try to precisely place it. Right now it's looking too long. Yeah, it's way too long. Drop some Gin D. Okay, yeah, that's feeling about right. Maybe I should take a measurement or something of this just so I know relatively what size to recommend. So right now I'm at 2 3/4 inches. 2 3/4. And then on the top side, looks like 1 1/2. So we'll see. Oh, I could have done that in your guys' view. So we're looking at 1 3/4 ish, and 1 1/2. So you got an idea if you wanted to do this, what I'm working with here. We'll see how far it gets me. Mileage may vary. Alright, so I'm just gonna not attach this to the screen. Yeah, that's not so bad. I'm gonna get some more light in here. I need like another set of hands. This is so awkward. I think mostly it's just because I'm trying to do it to where you can see it as well. Maybe if I went the other way. Yeah, there we go. That's what I've been doing all wrong. I should have been doing it that way so that you can see there. Yeah. So my goal is that little corner there. Yeah, it's a lot easier to see with that. Okay, well, now that we're looking at the same thing here, that is a tricky angle to find. All right, so we're trying to get down into that corner. Obviously, I'm not trying to touch the screen at all with anything. I'm already starting to get concerned with the backside. I should have left my glove on. I almost want to make a new piece of tape just because I feel like I should have left the glove on and just worked with it like that. I'm going to resume glove use. So, new glove. And shift my mic just a little bit so I'm not bumping into it. Alright, there we go. Mic back. Alright, so this is going to go in like here. And it's going to go in just like that. So, pull a Bob Ross here, and we're just going to paint some little trees. Alright, so I've got it like dry fitted in position, just like slightly higher than I need it. You're not going to be able to see this at all, but I'll narrate it as best I can. So I'm using the screwdriver to lightly guide it into place. Not sticking it to the wall or anything, just tapping the corner of it. Okay, I tried. So I'm going to try to do this just by myself, like from the front so that I can see, and then I'll have to turn it around for you guys to see afterwards because I can't do it upside down and it's just a little hard. Alright, I'm going to take a new approach. I'm going to stick it on my screwdriver like this and move it into place and then applicate it with another one. I'm going to try that technique. So, actually, you can take part in this. This camera is portable. I mean, somewhat. Right now it's attached to my monitor stand. Alright. So this is all going to be upside down and inside out. So which way is going to be right side up here? Yeah. Yep, and you are upside down right now. So I'm going to, yeah, I gotta flip vertical and flip horizontal. Alright, so now we're looking at the same thing. I'm gonna zoom you out just a little bit. Transform, flip horizontal. There we go. So now left side is left. Alright. I was flipping the wrong input source. Okay, so now we're looking at the same here. Alright, so to regain your orientations, we're working on the right lens here. We're looking inside of the mask, and we are looking at applying a piece of electrical tape along the seam where the plastic meets the glass, or LCD rather, which would be like right here. And what I'm going to end up doing is just having the tape ever so slightly cover the screen. So it's going to kind of do one of these numbers. The screen will be there, and we're just going to like put this right up in that corner so that it covers that green line that shows up. So now that you're able to see what's going on, I just need to position my light so that I can see what's going on. I may even have to use my preview as eyes. Alright, so right now I'm just going to do a dry fit just for sizing to see how close. Doesn't look too far off. I'm actually thinking we'll be able to go with that. So I'm going to tilt it on its side here so that I got gravity working with me. And I'm going to lift up the camera just a bit more. Yep. So that should... Yeah, this looks like it's gonna work. Yeah, the size that I chose there, that was right. 2 3/4 is like exactly the, I don't know how I guessed that, but we are just gonna have to go with it. All right. So all I need to do, so that was dry fit right now. I still need to figure out how I'm going to get it in there, but I really just need to figure out a way to hold my light so that I can see. Maybe if I could attach it to my microphone somehow. Sorry, rip ears. Let's just pray I don't drop the light on the scene. Hey, look at that. I can see. And it looks like you may be able to see too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce a bend into the tape here, just to get it, 1, to stay straight, 2, so that it starts folding out that corner. So I'll just go ahead and use both hands here. I'm just kind of squeezing the tape while it's bent like that, just to give it a little bit of a rounded shape. I don't know how much that's going to do, but I'll go with it. Alright. So I'm just going to worry about one side for right now. So I'm going to loop it over like that, just so that I can work with just the top half. And I think if I push it up against that edge, it's going to walk down the corner, just like that. Now, I really don't even know how much of it I need to cover, but I'm just gonna start with the corner. You can always pull it down. Alright. So first setting looks like may have been too far off from the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. Get remove the nose pad. I can't remember. Yeah, oh, there we go. Look at that. That's so much easier for you to see. Oh. So I think I'm actually going to switch screwdrivers here for the bigger head one. And again, I'm going to try to introduce that fold. Maybe to coax it to bend a little bit. Yeah, that's more of what I'm looking for. See, it looked like I got the front half pretty good that time. Or top half, rather. So that's about the effect I'm looking for. I'm just looking for it to be a little rounded on the screen. Not a whole lot. So right now I'm just working my way down the screen, and hopefully I'm not going too far into it. I can always pull it back. A little bit harder to go the other direction. Yeah, you can see like I've pinched it there just a little bit. So I guess I'm gonna push this down and give this a try. I mean, I can plug in the headset and I try to turn it on. I guess we could do that. Always test your work. All right. So I'll go ahead and zoom camera back out here a little bit so that we can see my battery. I'm still gonna need everything connected. Alright, so HDMI cable, got a USB, a returning USB for the receiver, an HDMI, and power. That should get it turned back on. So it's just detected by the computer. Let me launch Steam VR. Sounds like it's transmitting. Alright, so I didn't quite cover the green line. Now that I've seen it with it off, it is really prominent. I have a lot more room to work with than I thought I did. Definitely the right size. This, we can now see it really well. Let me turn off this light for a moment. So that's the green line that happens with the TPCast. I've tried different HDMI cables. I've tried, other solutions to it, and that just seems to be something that causes it issues. Just adding the TPCast wireless system adds this green line. So there is a blue line on the opposite lens, but it's barely even visible. So yeah, it's I won't be doing this to both sides. I'll just be doing it to one. But yeah, now at least I can see what I'm working with. And yeah, I'm still hoping I got enough stickiness on this piece of tape here. It is rather, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and just cut another piece of tape. I think it's worth it at this point now that I know what I'm working with. I know what size to go for. I think we'll be alright. Go ahead and cut another one here. Got all these like loose scraps of tape on my scissors right now. This is like so excessive. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's everywhere. Alright. And let's mimic these cuts. So I think the cuts were pretty good. This is basically a 45-degree angle. And what did we say? So it was 2 3/4 inches. So that's the goal size for this. Get that cut up to that. As before, I'm just gonna leave a hair extra. I'll show you guys what I've cut here in just a second. Alright. So I went ahead and made another one. 2 3/4. This time I actually left just a little bit of flat, and that is because the ends I've now seen are flat on the top and bottom of the headset. So I think it'll help initiate that curve to have that little extra, and it'll also help me see, like, I think that tip there where the diagonal line hits the flat one is what should go in the corner. So alright, pull this off of here, and yeah, this is a much prettier piece of tape. Alright. Let's see if I can clean it off any bit before going in there, because any dust on this is gonna like get seen. Or get on the screen. Alright. don't everybody talk at once. Can't hear myself think. Alright, so I'm going to shoot for just this first corner. I'm going to do that bend again. Let's initiate that. Coax that corner to stay lifted. Alright, same thing, I'm going to fold it over. So I'm just working with that corner, and this time I'm gonna just brush it against the screen until it lays down into that corner. Make sure I'm not gonna poke my screen with my screwdriver. Nope, too far. So I wasn't close enough to the screen, so nerve-wracking a little bit. Okay. It looks like I got it pretty well down in that corner, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the tape up. Alright, so now I've hit the point where I've covered it on the right side. I feel like I could still push that down a little bit, but I'm going to work my way across, trying to rotate the screen to keep it from going to sleep here. And I'm just going to lay that electrical tape down. Let's go and open up the fold. And I could see that it's like way off for where it needs to be, so I'm going to see if I can pull it back. Thankfully, electrical tape is bendable. You can kind of stretch it and pull it in the direction that you need it to go in. So I should be able to just like pin down the center of this with a little bit of pressure, and that should change the direction of the tape, kind of round it towards your eye. Well, so far so good. I knew this mod was going to take some time. I didn't know exactly. I haven't watched any videos on it. I think I've heard of it in a couple situations, but I haven't seen anybody do it yet. So it's kind of my first run at it. And I'm thinking, got it. So right now I'm just working on this last seam here, right up next to the screen. I don't want to push it too far because I don't want it to reveal. And if I push it too far, then it's going to show the green line again. And I feel like, if I turn off the light here, yeah, I can see all of what's intended through the lens. So I'm not concerned with pushing it down anymore. Now I'm just concerned with sealing it. If I could bring up something that There we go. So see how the white is all the way down, and no longer see the green line. So right now I'm considering this a success. I'll just continue to press it down and confirm its place. So again, this mod is really only necessary for people that not necessary, but would only be for people that are interested in doing the TPCast wireless system for the HTC Vive. I don't know what game I just loaded, but I loaded something. A ton of feathers. Whatever game this is, I accidentally just launched it. And I'm on a boat or something, and there's hands. Excellent. I'm going to clean up just this bottom corner here a little bit. Of course, I do see a hair. God, I hope that's not going to be in the lens. See if I can recover this. Oh, I got it. Nope, not yet. So right now I'm just scanning for any dust or any particles that I'd be able to clean up. That's looking pretty clean. Alright, so I'm going to call that a success and go ahead and get this lens back in here before more dust makes its way in. I didn't just exit the wrong program. There we go, okay. I was just getting that game, whatever game that was, to not be launched anymore. Alright, so let's set the lens is looking good. Okay. Alright, so we'll go ahead and pop this bad boy back in here. Easy enough. He's wiped off. Yeah, I'll probably end up picking up another set of the Samsung GearVR goggles just as a backup for this set. I'm going to do a quick look test and see if I notice any dirt. Not that I'll be bothered by. I mean, there's a little bit. But if I'm really bothered by it, I'll pop it off and clean it later. Yeah, I got one piece of dust on the left lens, but it's off center. It's not like right in the middle of it. So, alright, well give me just a second. I'm gonna put on my taking a break thing and just get all of my desk back into normal order. So now that I've tested that, I'm gonna start putting everything back together. And we can do the last mod of the day, which is the silicone skin for it. So, give me just a moment to do that, and we'll be right back with you. I mean, you're not going anywhere, but I am going to mute my mic for a second. Alright, almost back. Didn't even need to use the tweezers. Okay. Alrighty, okay, so here's the lovely mess we're left with right now. I'm going to go ahead and close Steam VR. We don't need that running right now. Unplug that, and we'll start reassembling the headset here. So, again, I'm happy with the mod, so I feel like I'm not going to see that green line anymore. So I can give the headset a little once over. There was just some dust in the housing here, so I was just blowing that out real quick. And I'm actually seeing there is actually a pretty good amount of dust on the inside of the lenses. Thankfully, that's all out of focus. Like you could see it right here. All of that is out of focus. As soon as your eye is close to it, you don't see any of that. But it could be bothersome. It kind of like fogs up the area. It looks like blurry. But it doesn't bother me. Happen. I just paused for a second so you didn't lose anything. No information lost. I picked up on it. I got notifications that show when my internet goes out. So, alright, so yeah, we were getting that. I popped the nose pad in, and I guess I could do this now. And I usually ride mine high. Like, I have my visibility, like the pad is probably a little bit higher than it needs to be here. But I like it like that. It fits with the nose pads really well, and it fits on the face. So the nose pads kind of just like tuck in with this. So when that's on your face, like you don't see any of this. So cool. All right, so we can start getting some wires back routed. This one, that one goes through there, this one goes through there. HDMI as well. All of these go in here. Done this process a few too many times. One of the reasons that I highly suggest the Oculus Quest versus something like a Vive or the other Oculus headsets. Just simplicity, ease of use. Yeah, oh, I forgot one. And also, but the possibilities, you know, it's kind of apples and oranges sort of deal. you get what you pay for. Okay, so that's all in there, right? Pop the sides back on. Forgot there was a secret to getting them on. Yep, vertical. So, put them on, deluxe audio strap, pops in. And I'm still adjusted. I'm on 3 and 3. Obviously you want them to both be the same. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out that you could actually adjust in and out with this. I didn't know. So that's all the way out, and then 1, 2, 3 clicks in. So that's there. I don't know if you would really even consider this a mod per se, but one thing I do find annoying is that the video cord in this here ends up coming out sometimes or gets twisted. So what I like to do is cover that with just a bit of electrical tape, because it really never comes out once it's in there. Like if I do a mod like what I was doing today, obviously I have to take it off, but from here forward I probably won't need to remove this cable at all. That tape's just a little too big. Alright. There. And it's black, so it matches. You don't even see it, and it holds the cable in place. I also have a Velcro strap along the back here that just kind of keeps it there rather than like draping over my shoulder. Keeps it more on the back side of my head. I find that anytime this touches my back, it kind of breaks the immersion a little bit, so I try to reduce that. Alright, so I think that is everything. We're last left with putting on the gel shell head-mounted display silicone skin. So this is something that I've been looking at for a while now. I really didn't. Oh, I just realized that your guys' view is still like upside down and inside out. Yeah, so we need to flip and there we go. Transform, flip, and flip. There we go. All right. So now that all that is back together, we've got new lens adapters in. We did the green line mod fix with the electrical tape. The last thing we have left to do is put on, if I could find that really wicked cool angle that I had in the thumb. There we go. Last is to put this guy on. So let's go ahead and do that. The inspiration that I had for this was actually the Vive wands. I ended up getting silicone skins for them because I was concerned with them bumping into each other and injuring the controller or the headset. And it worked really well. You know, anytime that I accidentally collided, the skins on these would take the blow. But recently, I received my knuckles, and now I have the issue of not having silicone skins for these and bumping it into there. I haven't had really any issue colliding my hands. I think I'm really comfortable enough with, you know, where it is that I know which actions and not to do to avoid having these collide with things, but I have had this strike the headset a few times. So that's definitely, you know, a concern of mine right now. I don't want to injure the headset nor the knuckles. So I think it makes sense, since I haven't found any good silicone knuckles skins. If you know where some are, feel free to share them in the comments and let me know, or DM me or something, because I'd really like to know. But in the meantime, I went ahead and picked up the silicone skin for the headset and then just cut the skin with scissors trying to open it. That was awesome. casualty. I had to customize it. That's what it was. That was probably a critical piece too, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Maybe not. Yeah, hope not. Anyways, alright, so here's the skin. It's rather flaccid, I think is the right term for that. So we'll go ahead and get this on here. Looks like this has to be put on before all the cables are connected. Isn't that fantastic that I just did all of that to now have to disconnect them, and yeah, such is life. What's another few minutes? Alright, so get these disconnected. Start fitting the skin on. It puts the skin on the headset, or else it whacks it with the controller again. It's rather stretchy. Alright. That seemed to slide into place actually really nicely. Wow. Yeah, that is like an exact fit. Alright. So, reverse order here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're not testing bites to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Alright. That's all in there. Look at that. Sweet. Well, it's definitely a new look for the headset. I think that would have solved my mic problem with the breathing in the mic. I'm interested to see how the mic is going to work now. I may be able to remove that piece of tape given this now. But the only part that doesn't exactly fit on really well is just this little flap here. Everything else seems to be like laser fit. Like, that's exactly what it needed to be. I don't feel like it's going to impede any of the pickup from the sensors. I found the little piece that I cut. That was this right here. I don't know how I snipped that little bit off, but I had to make it mine. Oh, it does have a button for, like a silicone cover for the button. Interesting. Yeah, I guess I can't re-glue that in there or anything, can I? Yeah, I don't think you can glue silicone, right? And nothing really sticks to it, so I can't tape it. Oh well. It's alright. It's custom. That's my teardrop of a thing on the side of my headset. Whatever. Alright. So I think that about concludes it for this video. I'm stoked to give this a try. So I'll be live here in about an hour. I'm going to get some food and then get into the games. So I'll probably be live for about 2 hours tonight. Looking to go until like 9:30. But it's going to be fun, so you should stick around. And yeah, if you like what you saw today, let me know in the comments. If you want to see this sort of stuff again, you click that subscribe button, and you know, whenever I put out some stuff, you'll be able to see it. If you like it enough to want to participate, you can come join me on Twitch. So it's twitch.tv/NTOOGAMES, N2 Games. You know, I don't have a set schedule yet, but it'll be coming out pretty soon. I'd like to at least start with 1 day a week of regular stuff. I think that's probably going to be like Mondays. That's what I'm looking at. Nobody really does anything on Monday, so why not take that slot up? So it's a good head start on the week. So Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, drop me that like, and I'll be on in about an hour. So I'm terrible with goodbyes, so I think maybe I'll just put up this card and we'll call it at that. See you guys later.